A lot of you wanted me to tell you guys about this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and this is one of the books that I must say, even if you decide to not read any books in your life, read this one book because it's gonna change your financial mindset forever. I read this book when I think I was in class 9 and it did not really have a great impact on me back then, but then I read it again last year and I was just shocked because it was so practical, and I just don't understand why I failed to understand it when I was in the 9th standard. But I think that's okay because that's when I was not working a lot, so I did not know the value of money much back then, but now I do. So what's this book actually about? It's about a lot of things, obviously, but in today's video I'm going to tell you guys about the 2 most important and helpful things that I've understood from this book. In case you want to know more about the book, you can always go and grab the book on Amazon or Flipkart. I always prefer Amazon, but if you're okay with Flipkart, that's super awesome. So the first most important thing that I've learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad is that rich people make money work for them and poor people work for money. So if you are working for someone, you are working for money. If you are working on your own terms, if you are your own boss, money is going to work for you. And from here, I just got the concept of being your own boss like anybody else, any entrepreneur, any businessman or woman. I also want to be my own boss. Honestly, right now, I can say that I'm my own boss because I am on YouTube. I can post whenever I want to. I can do whatever I want on my channel, and I'm not working for anybody else. But if I do have a channel in which there's a different person who's instructing me everything to do, and that person is paying me salary, then I'm working on that man's terms. Now, here's the thing. If I'm working for someone, I'll surely get 10,000 or 20,000 per month. That's something that's called security. But if this is my own brand, I can make how much ever I want and everything is gonna be mine. So if I work very hard, I can make lakhs. If I don't work much, I can make only thousands. But it'll totally depend on me, right? And I can, if I want, expand my income. If I want, I can do anything I want. But if I'm working for somebody, I'll have the fixed income every month and not be able to make money as per my terms. I'll be making money as per the person's terms who's paying me, which is like really, really bad, I feel, because when you're working, if you're passionate about something, you must be paid on your terms and not theirs. So this is one concept that Rich Dad and Poor Dad really helped me to understand and think on about. And I think that in case you decide to work someday, please don't run after 9 to 5 jobs. There is security, but obviously you are not going to be as happy as you're going to be if you have your own business. I know not everybody wants to be a businessman, but there are different jobs as well other than working for someone else. So do whatever you want, just don't be anything other than your own boss. And the second lesson is probably the best thing, the best lesson that any business book can give you, and it is the concept of assets and liabilities. Now, what are assets and what are liabilities? So the concept is that poor people build liabilities and rich people build assets. Liabilities are things that make you spend money on them. Assets are things that bring you money. And then there's also this concept of turning liabilities into assets. So let me just explain it. In case you get your first salary, what are you going to do with it? Like what? Most of us will just invest on a bike or buy a laptop or buy a new phone. But the thing is, the moment you buy a new bike, a new phone, a new laptop, you will have a maintenance expenditure. Now you will start spending even more money than you did before. This is at its heights if you buy a bike because petrol cost is massive. But even if you buy a phone or laptop, you will have to recharge it, you will have to charge it, and that is going to cost you quite some money eventually. So these things are becoming your liabilities. You are going to spend money on them. So every month your expenditure is going to increase, and this is the thing that you need to avoid in case you want to be rich. Rich people are always building assets. What are assets? Gold is asset, property is asset, and in case you are buying a bike and renting it out and taking money from the person who is renting it, well, then the bike is becoming your asset. Asset is anything that is bringing you money. So rich people build assets. They bring money from the things they have invested on. If I buy a car for myself, I am going to make it a liability. If I buy a car to rent it out, it is becoming an asset for me. Now, obviously, people need cars, people need house. They can't rent out everything. But the concept is to have more assets than liabilities in case you want to be rich in life. And these two things are so important to understand. And I absolutely loved this book because these things absolutely changed my perspective on income and investment at the same time. Make sure you're reading this book. This is very interesting to read because Robert Kiyosaki has a great writing style. I absolutely love how Robert Kiyosaki wrote everything and explained everything. In case you want to read the book, please go and grab it. The link is in the description below. In case you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. In case you like what I do, make sure you're donating through Amazon gift cards to my email ID because this is an independent channel and your donation keeps my channel running and make sure that I keep posting content on my channel. So in case you like me and support me, make sure you do that. In case you are not supporting me monetarily, no problem. Just keep showing me all the love that you do as always. And till my next video, bye bye.